best way. I mean, you explained it perfect. It's like Jeff and Matt Hardy. One's got the blonde hair, one's got the black hair, almost identical, but just, I mean, unbelievable in-ring performers. You know what I mean? And just tore down the house. They actually had a chant, "Bootleg Hardys," which went on before the match. But after the match was over, they had clearly won that crowd over. So that was good. And then I thought the Sanjay Dutt versus Roderick Strong was awesome. Roderick's chops are nasty.
Unreal. I mean, we're sitting up, 3 stories up, and it really sounds like you're right there, and it's echoey. So you can only imagine, Sanjay's feeling when he get thrust with that chop.
Oh, dude, it was. Top to bottom, the show was great. There was one time I went. I put a notice up on the website. I went down to the bathroom, right, and I didn't know there was bathrooms on each floor. You know what I mean? So I thought I had to keep going down all the way into like a basement bathroom or something. I don't even know if I was supposed to be down there. You know what I mean? But I would go all the way down to the bottom and came around the corner after I had done my piss. You know what I mean, dude? Came around the corner and somebody standing at the sink, splashing water on their face. And as soon as, I saw them from the back, you know what I mean? And you could tell with like the orange, yellow, white, whatever. It was more like an orange-colored hair. And I said, no way. I said, Ric Flair is standing here at the sink, splashing water on his face, and then would dab it with a tissue. And there were 2 security guards that were outside the door, and they just kind of followed him out of the bathroom. I walked up to the sink alongside him, and I said, "How you doing, Rick?" And he responds, "Good." Not good, Ryan. Not good. Good. How are you? Good. Thanks. Nothing like just good. And then turned away, and that was it.
Short and sweet. It almost kind of reminds you of Stan Hansen in the scene of No Holds Barred when he's urinating.
It was an awkward moment. If there's one place that you'd ever meet Ric Flair face to face, it'd be in the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. You know what I mean? It's a little bit awkward, but I don't know. But other than that, there was big controversy with Ric Flair. He was supposed to be a ringside enforcer, and they had Austin Aries come out here. Austin Aries came out and basically cut a promo. He came out to Ric Flair's music during the main event, and some of the diehards had thrown the trash in the ring by this point. And so I don't know, but overall it was a good show. One other note is when we're eating at Dallas Barbecue, right? I'm watching the local news here.
I know where you're going with this one.
Yeah, no doubt. But I wondered why it happened. Do you know what I mean? I said, what is that? And we were sitting, and the place just got real loud. And we look out the window, and there's like 50 bikers that are completely naked, riding
not completely
around.
Naked. There were maybe about a dozen or 2 individuals, man and female, driving with really skimpy underwears on. There was one individual that was naked.
Yeah, that was naked in the middle of the pack, and I'm thinking, what in the hell is it? And everybody in the restaurant was all clapping and standing up and this and that, and I'm thinking, what is going on? Every time I go to New York City, it's something. You know what I mean? Whether it's rats that are roaming the city streets or whether it's nude bikers. Well, anyways, where I'm going with this is I'm watching the midday news here, and they say something that about 40 bikers rode nude through New York City on Saturday for, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was something like World Naked Day or World Nude Day or something like that. And supposedly it's a thing. It's like a day in the year, once a year, I guess, where you,
I hope.
Hopefully, where you go and, I don't know, get nude, ride a bike nude, I don't know, right? But, was that awkward, weird? I don't know.
It's New York. I've noticed different walks of life when just walking from the parking lot a block down into Dallas BBQs and, seeing all these type of walks of life walking around. But that certainly took the icing on the cake.
The ice, I mean, I'm from Albany, New York, and I've never seen a group of 40 or 50 guys and girls on bikes, nearly completely nude, just roaming the city, you know, with everyone on the streets just clapping. It was like a parade. It was like a parade of nude people riding bikes. And
it was an interesting awkward moment, but it was kind of funny because you never come to expect. I mean, you expect crazy things to happen in the city. Of course, that's just New York. That's just how it is. The lifestyle over there. But it's something that it's out of the ordinary when you see a naked dude riding his bike, barebone and all.
It was
putting some mileages on his bike.
Or whatever, putting mileage on something, man. I don't know, but that was weird. And then the last thing here before we get into Monday Night Raw, what are you going to do, call me back from a cell phone or something? What are you gonna
because the game is 2 towns over, so I'm going to be hanging up here in about 5 minutes, so this way I can give you guys a call on the cell phone and transfer it on into my car, because I got to pick up 2 guys too, or one other guy.
All right, no doubt. Well, we can, I can have Matt Boone come up unless you want to talk about Raw. It doesn't matter.
No, I got to talk about Raw, man. This is a big Raw. Donald Trump, biggest headline in Raw for quite some time. So I definitely want to, at least shoot out until about 7:40 or so, close to 7:40, and discuss a little bit about Raw.
I got a couple phone calls here anyway, so when you do that, I'll just take a phone call or two, and then I know you got to get out of here about 7:45 on the East Coast. So we'll have Matt Boone come up, and then we haven't done MMA and UFC in a little bit, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll mix it up with pro wrestling in hour number 2, and if we need to, we'll go into a third hour, to be able to cover all the wrestling news. I know Boone will be around for a little bit, so we'll get all of that taken care of here in hour number 2. The last thing was, the city. I don't know where I'm going. The city's just crazy. It's completely roads everywhere. And after it was over, got back in the car. Problem is, I had bald tires on my car, and wasn't really sure if I was going to go to New York City, but I wound up doing it anyway. It was raining when we got out of the event, so I got back in the car and got completely lost, man. Somehow I wound up in New Jersey, and I was supposed to be headed north, back up to Albany, and was just kind of driving along and just heard this bang sound, and felt the front right tire go flat, pulled off into a gas station and went to stop the car, and with a flat tire, slid, and you guys know what I'm talking about. When you go in and you get into a parking spot and there's that barrier that's up in the front there where the front tires stop, right? You don't want to hit that barrier. Well, I went over the top of the barrier, and I got caught on that, and there was no way to get us out. So it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm a complete muddy mess from trying to get this thing out. Got a messed up passenger side door by this point, and figured, you know what? Screw it, man. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm going to pass out here in the passenger seat, wake up in the morning, hopefully no cops come, see my car dangling with both the back tires off the ground and the front down a hill hanging on a concrete barrier, you know what I mean?
Nice.
So I got a little bit of sleep, woke up at 7 o'clock, called AAA, towed me out, put on the spare front tire, and back up to Albany. We went and got back here around at noon on Sunday. But that was not the way I planned it. Now the old car has a spare tire on it, needs 2 new front tires, needs some body work on the passenger side door, and no good. A waste of money. You know what I mean? But it happens.
It happens to the best, unfortunately.
It happens to the best of them, man, and it happened to the best of the best, which is, of course, right.
What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to call in and start heading to my car. So before we talk about Raw, then I can go ahead and.
Oh, you can hang up. I got 2 callers on the line right now. If you want to do it that way, and I can just shoot the you know what with the callers, and then you can come back if you want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm calling in back now. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and take those calls, I'll be right back.
Let's do it.
All right, gentlemen. I'll be back.
Caller from New York, you're live on WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. What's up? New York. New York, New York. No New York? All right. Give up on him. Caller from Washington, you're live on WZR Radio here on WZROnline.com. What's on your mind?